going on? Happy New Year. It's too late to say Happy New Year? I think that window is gone.
We have
we still here?
One more day. I think the 6th
one more.
The final day. Yep.
Yeah, you have a
That's
week.
fair.
Week.
It's January 5th when we're recording this, 2026. And it's the Dad Pod. The dads are here. Hayes isn't. We miss you. Maybe he'll jump on. I don't know. He said he had a surprise later. I assumed he was just going to show up and
he might show
throw
up.
a wrench and everything.
We've actually banished him to the upside down.
Fair. Fitting.
Yeah.
Timely
stuff.
Branden, you have Stranger Things fan?
Yeah, watched the first 2 seasons and then stopped. When the kids started getting older, it was, I don't know. I feel like it just got a little odd. But I heard good things about it.
If you put us together, then we've watched the whole thing because I just did 4 and 5. And then I guess we need 3. But
I thought the first season was great. And then it's just like,
all right.
I was into it. It's one of those things where you're just invested. I'm going to see it through.
Yeah.
Like Entourage. Man, that was a mistake.
It fell off the cliff quick.
Could I just stop? Yeah. I don't know why that was the first example that came to mind, but
it's a great show, but it did fall off very fast. Yeah.
But here we are. A lot to talk about. It is, I guess, we're football-wise, we're in the playoffs. College football playoffs, NFL wild card weekend coming up. A crazy end to Week 18. We'll go through our past picks. I know we've been off for the holidays, and we'll do picks for wild card weekend and see what else pops up. And we also have some games we're going to play. We're mixing it up today. So no dubs and L's, but Branden, I want to give you a second here because I figure your honorary L was going to be the New York Football Giants.
Yeah. New Year, same L.
Yeah. So I just want to give you a second if you had anything right at the top of the show.
I appreciate it.
It sounds like Joe Shane's back to be your GM, so that's exciting.
Yeah. And I'm okay with that. He's drafted okay. Obviously, the last draft last year, I think was pretty great. Got our quarterback, got our running back. Abdul Carter really turned it on towards the end of the year. So I'm okay with Shane sticking around for another year or 2. We'll see. Yeah, it's I don't know. I texted you guys the past couple of weeks after the Giants beat the Raiders and then the Cowboys yesterday. It's unbelievable. And then for the Raiders to win and beat the Chiefs, and all the Giants had to do was just lose that game, or at least lose one of the final 2 games. And we slid all the way from the first pick in the draft to number 5. So they should still get a pretty good talent at 5, but it's just unreal. I don't know. I'm kind of speechless.
Man. Yeah, there's a lot of fight in this team, and I think I'm excited to see Jackson Dart with Malik Neighbors. That's just going to be, and a better receiving core too, run game hopefully too with Scadaboo back.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fight in this team. I know Mike Kafka's, I guess, could be considered for the job, if not a job somewhere. But you hate to be like lose, but I remember Adam Gase and the Rams, and he was about to be fired, winning a game against the Rams, and we get Zach Wilson instead of Trevor Lawrence. So I've been there, and it sucks. But here we are.
And you can't expect them to throw a game, right? And
no, of course,
deliberately
these are grown men, and
they're professionals and fighting for a roster spot next year or fighting for another gig next year. So definitely didn't expect them to throw the games, but it's just unbelievable. They lose, I don't know how many straight there, 11 in a row, whatever the hell it was. And then when all they had to do was just lose one of the final 2 to get to clinch the number 1 overall pick.
It's never that easy, man.
They win it. So,
yeah.
I
wouldn't feel too bad. I think there's like a lot of talent in this draft.
Yeah.
And, they didn't need a quarterback anyway. So it's like, I guess you could obviously trade down and quantify that or, make that more, but they'll be all right.
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to maintain that positive outlook as well.
I think if you are a team that doesn't need a quarterback, I think, picking higher and having a lot of QB needy teams. I mean, we're going to go through the teams that all just fired their head coach and they could all use quarterback. So
Yeah.
I think you're in a position where you could get a lot more for the second or third pick than you would in some other years. They always say next year's draft's better than this one. I remember hearing that for the last couple drafts. I know for QB wise that might be the case, but I'm pretty intrigued by some of the names in this draft. But we have plenty of time to talk about that. Let's I guess just recap week 18 really quick in the NFL. Some crazy wins here. The Steelers win the AFC North with a Ravens missed field goal.
Brutal.
Crazy. I was asleep. I'm not going to lie. Branden, were you asleep?
You know it.
Yeah. Harrison, how was the game? I didn't see it.
It was good.
I didn't see that part.
It was like 10-3 for the longest time, and then they just went on a scoring barrage the last couple of minutes. The Steelers kicker missed an extra point right before that, so it left the door open for the Ravens to win it. And they just didn't. And, all the blame will predictably go on Lamar for some reason, even though he played lights out in the fourth quarter, especially of that game. And then Tyler Loop will be the sympathetic figure, but them's are the breaks. So,
yeah, that's how it goes.
Yep. But it's neither of those teams really lit the world on fire throughout the year. And obviously the Ravens had a ton of injuries, and they can look back at countless games to see why they are not in the playoffs. So tough to feel too sad for them. But yeah, it is a brutal way to go out with a missed field goal that gives you the chance to win. Oh, well.
Yeah, this isn't on Lamar. You can make a case that a lot of the past failures in the playoffs aren't on him either. I know we've talked about that at length here too. This was a fun game too. Panthers, they lost to the Bucs, but they ended up winning the NFC South anyway with the Falcons beating the Saints. So that was fun. It was monsooning on Saturday afternoon in Tampa. So that was cool to see that. I think whoever won this game or whoever won the NFC South was just going to be one and done in the playoffs anyway, or just out of the playoffs immediately. But yeah, here we are there. So the Panthers lose, but still win. And then the Seahawks, I didn't get to see a lot of this game, but the Seahawks did beat the 49ers, and they're now the number one seed. Get that bye. And the 49ers are on the road going to Philly. So I know there's no shortage of nice things that these teams like to say to each other. So that'll be interesting. I wish Hayes was here for that breakdown, but that should be a fun contest.
It would have been so big for the 49ers to win that game too, because then you don't have to go on the road at all in this kind of stretch. You're home, and then Super Bowl's obviously in San Francisco. So really tough L for them, because I think it'll pay larger dividends. I think maybe if they would have gotten that home field advantage, they could have gone on a little run, but their road is much tougher now.
Considering though, I mean, they're 12-5. They're the sixth seed. They're 12-5, and Brock Purdy missed more than half the season. It's incredible job by Kyle Shanahan, the coaching staff, and Mac Jones, everyone involved there. Because I know at the beginning of the season we were really concerned with the age of this team and the countless injuries, and it's not like they weren't hurt. They've lost a lot of premier players.
They lost like everyone on their defense. I'm shocked that they're 12-5, and like you mentioned, the injuries really added up. I guess the one injury that didn't happen that we all thought would was Christian McCaffrey. He's had an amazing year. I'm still just flabbergasted by this team and how they're in the position that they're in, but they just keep doing it.
Yeah, no doubt. They're so efficient and just next man up, and the scheme is great. I know, here another guy with the playoff woes, Kyle Shanahan, but I'd take him to be the coach of my team any day. I'd pay him whatever he wants. And I've been, I'm broken record here. It's been 4 years of me saying that, but here we are, and the 49ers are still relevant. We're going to get to Myles Garrett too. Broke the new NFL sack leader.
Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Gentlemen. Gentlemen, I only
no.
came here to say it's a great day that Kevin Stefanski is gone. And Mr. Gannon, you suck so much. Gentlemen, I love you and have a wonderful podcast. I just wanted to come and drop that off. Goodbye, friends. Love y'all.
Goodbye.
Perfect timing,
Thanks,
too.
Hayes.
Yep.
That was great.
Yep. Well,
Edit it all together. This is what happens. I come and mess it up, and then here it is. Goodbye, guys. See y'all later.
I don't even know if we got all that recorded. Now I just have to, edit all that. I don't know.
we'll find
He's
out.
just popped in from the car. He's driving. Maybe he's going to Philly. I don't know where he's going. Yeah, he was wearing a turtleneck.
Wearing a turtleneck.
Someone take the podcast platform off of his phone. This is dangerous stuff here. But yeah,
that was unbelievable.
Anything else for any of these wins before we get to the new NFL sack leader here? I'm just gonna ignore everything Hayes just said.
Nothing else to add. Tough week to pick because teams are playing certain people and you have no idea who's actually playing or who's actually trying to win. So interesting week 18.
If you're playing fantasy football in week 18, like this is the championship, that is a new type of like crazy.
Yeah.
Just based on just people sitting or just, getting a sack and then just leaving, whatever it is. It's not for the faint of heart there. It's a tough week. But as I said yesterday, Mitchell Trubisky looking like the second overall pick, right, boys? Just carving up that Jets defense. But speaking of,
most fantasy leagues end, but I think there should be the last week where you can anyone can challenge the belt holder, just take it over real quick, just, throw it into a little bit of chaos.
I like that. I saw something on Instagram or somewhere about the last week should be like a bowl week, and you just come up with like crazy names for bowls and like crazy just incentives or wagers between the owners of the team. I would love to do that. That would be great.
Yeah, for sure. Sign me up.
Myles Garrett, new NFL sack leader, 23. I didn't see this, and I didn't see. Apparently, the Bengals were mad because they stop the clock and
they did
give him his roses. Yeah. Zach Taylor didn't like that. Is he blaming
Jamar
that?
Chase was calling for a flag. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it got weird. Definitely got weird. I'm pro stopping the game. Let's celebrate. Give Myles Garrett his flowers. I like when they did it for Ovechkin last year when he scored, beat Gretzky's record, and they stopped the game for like 30 minutes. That might be a little much, but 5 minutes is fine. Just move out the way.
Do you put an asterisk on this since it's an extra game? I mean, how do you guys feel about that? I mean, obviously it's a hell of a feat. It's nothing against Myles Garrett or to discredit the record by any means, but
yeah, I mean, Strahan said it in his post game, and he's like, I did it in 16 or 17 games. So, I don't know. It's a good question. I guess when I think back about it, I won't even think of it.
I think now it's stopping the game now. It's kind of like, there was an extra game.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I remember being a kid, like looking at Wayne Gretzky's goal total being like, no one's ever going to get that. That's just one of those numbers. Clearly, any record can be broken here, but I mean, it's not like the Strahan thing didn't have some controversy around it either. I mean, I could care less either way, but whether Brett Favre kind of just sat down or didn't, but yeah, a huge accomplishment. Did they do it for TJ Watt when he broke it? I don't even remember. It doesn't even matter. Like,
no, I don't even think that about it.
What are the Bengals like worried about here?
Probably just sour grapes.
Yeah.
I got a few more records here just to rattle off.
Let's do it.
Matt Stafford passed Dan Marino on the all-time passing touchdown list. Drake May finished the season with a completion percentage of 72%. pretty incredible. Sam, I'm sorry for these next few. Sam
Lay it on me.
Darnold,
I've heard of him.
first QB in NFL history to win at least 12 games in consecutive seasons with 2 different teams.
Oh.
And he also joined Tom Brady as the only QBs to record back-to-back 14-plus win seasons. And the final one, as we all know and have been talking about, the Jets are the first team in NFL history, one to lose 5 straight games by 23 points or more, and then also the first team in history to go an entire season without an interception on defense.
That one is truly incredible.
It is. I think that might be the biggest feat out of all these.
It's kind of like one of those things. I'd see it pop up every game, or every week. Still no picks, and it's like, oh, all right. But like Aaron Glenn was a defensive back,
Right?
Just about to say that.
It's like, look, like I don't think there's a lot of talent on this football team, but there's still NFL defensive backs. Like, there's still the worst player on the Jets would be the best player one of the best players we've ever seen, right? If we were just watching them, because of just what it takes to make the NFL. And to just be this inept is like, it's just astonishing.
It's amazing that they didn't luck into one, tip
100%.
pass,
Yeah, right.
or,
A quarterback didn't make a mistake one time against them. Not once.
Yeah, because it's just wide open. There's no one covering anyone. It's bad,
incredible.
Man.
Yeah.
I wouldn't think I won Robert Saleh back, but here we are.
That one is my favorite by far. By far, that stat is my favorite one.
And you get an extra game to do it too. So like the the inverse of what we just chatted about.
Right.
Extra.
How many more games could you give them before they got one? We could go on forever, I think.
And and Sauce didn't even get a lot of picks anyway, because people didn't really throw to him when he was there. So you can't really say him being gone did anything.
I think now it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like, how long can we go now?
Yeah.
Like, this should continue to next year, like game by game. Like, it should be Jets interception watch. And then what happens when they
made
get
a bigger
one?
deal about this?
Do they stop the game if they get one?
I think that would warrant a stop.
The ball's got to go to Canton for sure. The ball's going to Canton.
I think we stop the game. Ceremony, stage, everything. Confetti.
You have to imagine, what's the average interception per game? Probably 1.3 per game.
Yeah.
And the Jets just played 17 games, didn't have any. Anyway, here we are. Speaking of my New York Football Jets, thank you to Bacon, your Giants, because the Jets are now riding shotgun here for the NFL draft. Vegas has the first pick, Jets 2. Harrison, your Arizona Cardinals at 3, and Tennessee, and then Giants are in there. Who goes number? Real quick here, we have 6 months to talk about the draft, or whatever, 4 months. But who goes number 1, and who's your number 1? I don't know. That's why I'm asking you guys.
I like Dante Moore. I like Dante Moore more than I like Mendoza, but I think Mendoza goes first because he's a bit safer, and the Raiders just need some type of something
stability.
Certain. Yeah, they need something certain, and I think Mendoza is more certain.
If it was anyone but the Raiders, I would say Mendoza is probably a lock, but we know the Raiders will Raider, and like I said, Sam, we have 6 months until the draft, so a lot can change. Or not? Is it 6 months? No,
it's probably 4. I have no concept of, dude. Everyone's circling back right now. I have no concept of what the hell's going on.
Circle back in the new year. Yeah, I hear you. We have several months, let's put it that way, before the draft. But yeah, I would say Mendoza for me right at this point in time is the favorite to go 1-1. But I'm just shaking my head because you got 3 teams right there that need a quarterback, and if the Giants were in any one of those slots, they could have traded back to accumulate more draft capital. But anyway, sorry, I'm just still bitter about that.
It's all right. I think you got your quarterback, though. I feel pretty good about that.
But we have a lot of holes we got to plug, so I was hoping
I think
for more.
I think the Jets have theirs as well. I don't think you can go wrong with Mendoza or Moore. Like Moore is extremely accurate. He's in the Jaden Daniels, CJ Stroud type of mold. So
bigger too,
yeah,
which is nice.
bigger. Yep. So yeah, Mendoza or Moore. I don't think you can go wrong with either one. I think both are very capable of being, cornerstone quarterbacks for the team they're on.
Yeah, I heard and Todd McShay has been saying this for a while on his podcast. He's been pounding the table for more. I mean, to your point, the floor with Mendoza seems like it's pretty safe, but Moore has the ability to kind of, and he's got that kind of Raider-esque, go for the intangibles and stuff. But
yeah,
I just interested to see, like with Tom Brady, who knows how involved he is. But now, you pay all this money for Chip Kelly, he's not there. Pay all this money for Pete Carroll, he's not there. And, you're on your third coach now in 3 years without really consistent quarterback play. Plugging in Geno didn't work. Here, there's a ton of holes on this team. I'm really interested to see, like, assuming Tom Brady is making this decision or is a big part of this decision where, what he looks for in a quarterback. That'd be really interesting to see. I think that's why I can't count either of them out. I can't say for certain it's going to be one or the other.
There also could be a third quarterback in the mix. So I don't know if you guys watched, but Ole Miss, Trinidad Chambliss, who is like a remarkable story. He played his first 4 years at D2 Ferris State, and then came to Ole Miss as a backup and then turned into the starter like 3 weeks into the season. He's, to me, the most talented quarterback if he is in the draft, but he's trying to get another year of college eligibility, and that's kind of been in the process over the last 2 months, so they still don't have an answer. But if he doesn't get that and does go into the draft, I'd put him pretty high. I'm sure, professional mock drafts may have him in like a second or third round, but I think to me he is better than Mendoza and better than Moore, just right away. So maybe the Cardinals do luck out.
Yeah, who knows? Look at that. Well, a new head coach there for whoever's under center in Arizona, because it's what do they call it? Black Monday? Is that what today is, or what's the whatever stupid name they come up with for the day everyone gets fired? But here we are. So already some moves happening over the last 24 hours or so. Guys, let me know if any of these surprise you. Of course, we know about Brian Daboll and Brian Callahan. The Giants and Titans got canned during the year, but Raheem Morris is out in Atlanta. Kevin Stefanski in Cleveland's gone, to Hayes' delight. Also, his old DC, Jonathan Gannon.
What's Hayes' beef with Stefanski?
I'm not sure. I don't know if it's like a Shador thing.
I was gonna say I think it's Shador. Yeah.
But okay. I've always thought he liked them previously. I mean, he's won Coach of the Year at least once, right? Like he's
twice.
Yeah, firing. I said it earlier to you guys. Like, just sign. I'll go pick him up at Teterboro right now. Let's do it. So yeah, Stefanski's out in Cleveland. Pete Carroll in Vegas as well, and Jonathan Gannon, as we mentioned here. Any surprises here, or just kind of off the top? Anything? Your thoughts on any of these moves?
I think my only surprise would be Stefanski a little bit, because he's a 2-time Coach of the Year, and I mean the Browns, they don't have a lot to work with, and they're obviously in salary cap hell with the Deshaun signing, and I don't know. I feel like they overachieved at some point. But it's the NFL, so you can move on pretty quickly. The rest I completely get. The Pete Carroll one made not a lot of sense from the beginning. I'm a big Pete Carroll fan. I love what he did, with the Seahawks and at USC, and he's a legend of a coach, and I think underrated as a coach. But he's also over 70 years old, so that was going to be a tricky one from the start. But all the rest of them make a lot of sense.
Yeah, we kind of alluded to pretty much all of these happening at some point. Raheem Morris thing. Again, none of these really jump out. I think the most intriguing job, or if I was a head coach, the one I would want is the Giants. And I think that starts with, as we mentioned already, Dart and Neighbors and that offense. But so I'd assume you'll both say that, but let's take the New York gig out of this question here. You had your shot at any of these places: Atlanta, Cleveland, Vegas, Arizona, or Tennessee. Where do you want to be the next football coach for?
I think it's Atlanta for me. I think that's such a winnable division. I think you can, turn it around very quickly there. I think they have the best running back in the league in Bijan. Good, talented wide receivers. Quarterback situation leaves a lot to be desired, but you never know when your next QB is coming from. So I think they have a lot going for them, and the division is very winnable. And then Vegas would be third for me, just because they have the number 1 overall pick.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards Vegas just because Coach can come in, get his guy, like I said, whether it's Mendoza or more, and then start building from there. So yeah, I would lean more towards Vegas.
Genty there, Brock Bowers.
Yeah.
I like some of the receivers here.
Yeah.
Defense, defenses both have, some pretty strong pieces there. Yeah, those were the teams that jumped out for me as well. Notably in Atlanta, to the point you made, Harrison, about the division just being so wide open. I mean, there was a 3-way tie at 8 and 9 for this division, and the Falcons win, and they still, their coach gets fired anyway. So it could just turn around just like that. Bijan, Kyle Pitts, Drake London. That's pretty exciting. And I know Michael Penix is on the older side, and he's got a ton of knee issues and injury issues there. Who knows with this Kirk Cousins, like the guaranteed money there, it's going to be a bit of a mess. But either way, yeah.
Sorry, I mean to interrupt you, Sam. I just also checked on a spot track real quick here too. In Vegas, as of right now, they're going to have about $100 million in cap space. Now, obviously, that figure is going to change, but it seems like they're going to have a ton of cap space to play with in free agency as well. I'm sure a big chunk of that's going to be going towards all their former coaches. Reserve some of that for a rainy day there, but yeah, over $100 million in cap. So again, that figure will undoubtedly change when free agency starts, but they're going to have some money to play with there to improve that roster.
Yeah, that might shoot it to number 1 for me, depending on what they do there.
That's a good number.
Yep.
All right.
But I think number 1's the Giants. I think you have your franchise quarterback. You have good pieces already drafted around them. I would take the Giants 1, as well as I'm sure Sam and you would, Bacon.
Yeah,
for sure.
Guys still kind of on the hot seat. We've gotten sounds like some confirmation that some of these guys are safe, like Mike McDaniel. It sounds like he's coming back. Aaron Glenn, it sounds like, is coming back. I just throwing him out there. You never know. If Hayes was here right now, he'd be pounding the table to fire John Harbaugh. And then I would say, get him on 95 up to New York, and he could coach either one of these teams. Zach Taylor in Cincy, and then of course, I put here too Sean McDermott in Buffalo. I think he's a great coach. I think he's done a great job with what he has, even offensively, losing some pieces around Josh Allen, and working with that defense too. Has a lot of just a pretty opportunistic defense, pretty strong there. But it's about winning, I guess, and it's been their moment for a little bit, so I can understand if they have a rough go the next couple weeks. Maybe Sean McDermott's looking for a job here, but any of these guys gonna get canned, or would you fire any of them? There, McDaniel, Glenn, Harbaugh, Zach Taylor. I'll put in Shoddy, Brian Schottenheimer in Dallas, Sean McDermott in Buffalo.
I mean, I'm a little surprised that Mike McDaniel still kicking.
Same.
They played better towards the end of the year, but it's still there's just nothing there for me. It's kind of just rinse and repeat every single year, same kind of stuff. So I'm surprised. I'm surprised about that one. Aaron Glenn should get at least another year. And then I think the Ravens would be foolish to part ways with Harbaugh. They haven't peaked and done, what, everyone expects them to do. But they're still right there in the mix with a chance. And, sans a couple injuries this year, they're in the playoffs again. And same thing with Buffalo. I mean, the discussion will definitely happen if they lose this first week. But I think they'd be foolish to do that as well, especially with what's out there. I don't see a lot of upgrades.
I think that's the biggest thing too. If I'm, a front office of one of these teams, it's like, who are we going to replace these guys with, right? Is there a clear upgrade? And I don't see anyone who's going to be better than John Harbaugh, Sean McDermott. But yeah, I'm right there with Harry too. I think it is a little surprising to still see McDaniel still having his job. So, question though, if Harbaugh and Baltimore do part ways, does Baltimore become the most appealing landing spot for a head coach over the Giants?
I'd say no. I think Lamar's not getting any younger. And there's a lot of, defensive holes. I would still stay with the Giants.
I don't have a good enough answer to beat the Giants, I guess. Like, I'd probably still pick the Giants, although I do like this Ravens organization a lot. But yeah, Henry's getting older. There's a lot of holes on the defense, even though there's some players we all like there. It'll be interesting to see. I'm gonna guess that these guys are all staying put. But again, it's the NFL. After like Frank Reich and all this stuff, nothing surprises me anymore.
Yeah.
And clearly with Glenn, first year coach, they tore it down mid-season. I don't know what the hell's going on there. I'm not really paying as much attention, but we'll see. Speaking of the playoffs and contenders and stuff, I want to play a game. So there's 14 teams in the playoffs now, including the teams that have byes, the Broncos and Seahawks. So we're going to do the legitometer. Okay.
I like,
1 to 10.
I like that one.
Yeah.
Legitometer. Yeah.
Legitometer. All right. So we'll run through the AFC and NFC teams, playoff teams here, and we'll just jot down a number. We need to calibrate this thing, but I guess legit would mean 1 is no chance. They're not winning the game. Might as well just pack their bags. And 10 is they will win the Super Bowl. I guess we'll do it that way. So 1 to 10 here. Well, I guess we'll start with the other Harbaugh brother, Jim, and his Chargers, the 7 seed. And they're headed to New England on Sunday night. But what are we thinking here, guys, as far as a number?
I'm gonna give them a 4.
Okay.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I don't like the matchup the first week, but if they do somehow get past that, I think they're a 4. I think that's a fair number.
I like that.
Yeah.
Bacon?
Yeah. I would say, I was leaning like around 5. So yeah, I'm right there.
Yeah.
Right there with you, Harry. Yeah. Like I said, I don't love the first round matchup. Obviously, Pat's going to be favored in that matchup, and West Coast team coming to the frigid Northeast here in New England. So yeah. I think if they can beat the Pats, then they certainly have an opportunity. So yeah, I think 4 or 5 is good.
Well done. I think we aced this game.
All right, perfect.
All right. What about the Buffalo Bills? 12-5, and they are headed to, of all places, Jacksonville on I think it's Saturday afternoon, or Sunday afternoon.
Duval.
Yeah, Sunday afternoon. Buffalo Bills. What are we thinking here?
I like a 6 for the Bills. Yeah, I think obviously a tough matchup. They're on the road all playoffs now, for the most part. So, but I think they get through this one and then they get the Broncos next. It's another tough game, but yeah, I'm going to go with 6. I think that's as high as I can give them, even with I think the best player in the league, Josh Allen. So, yeah, 6.
We're pretty much aligned here, Harry. I was thinking of 7.
Okay. 6, 7.
Yep. Oh, jeez. Can I change it?
Nope. You're committed now. Here we are.
I think they obviously Josh Allen is still at the helm, and that makes them a legit contender in my eyes. So, yeah, I'll go with 7 for the Bills here.
Houston Texans 12-5 have to go on the road to face the Steelers on Monday night. So an extra day, but what are we thinking about these? This one is really tough because this defense is elite. I'm just not entirely sure they can keep up with the best of them, offensively. But, the last few weeks particularly have been really impressive for this team.
I'm going to go with the 5. And I think that kind of warrants my indecisiveness on them. I'm just right in the middle on them.
I hate to say it, but 5 came to mind as well.
Let's go. Lock in the 5.
Should I ask? I'm going to ask Branden first here for the Steelers. They're, again, hosting the Texans here. 4 seed.
I mean, they limped in. I'm going to say a 2.
Oh, me too. I hate them. I would give them a 1, but I have a 1 for someone. But it's definitely a 2. Yeah, even if they beat the Texans, no shot after that.
Nope.
Yeah, it's not. If there's a game where I really don't want to watch it at all, it's this one.
Yeah. I'm good on the Steelers. Like I don't like watching Aaron Rodgers anymore. No, I'm good.
That's the exact reason. And I was hating Aaron Rodgers long before he was on the Jets, but I'm just over it. That's probably the reason why I didn't watch a lot of this game last night. But here we are. How about Duval? They'll go down to Jacksonville again. They're hosting the Bills. 13-4, just missed out on winning the number 1 seed. So now they're at 3. But the Jaguars, who would have thought to start the year? Well, I think Branden and I would have thought because we picked the Jags to win the division. But
I didn't envision 13-4, but
yeah, no chance.
Go for you. You can go first, Bacon.
Tough one because I can appreciate what they've accomplished this year in the regular season, but obviously playoffs, different animal. I'm going to go 4 for the Jags.
Ooh. Our first disagreement. I'm going to go 6.
Okay.
I think I like putting them kind of in the same realm as the Bills because I think if they get through this first game, I think they have a very legit chance to kind of build on it. Yeah. I don't love them, but they have been impressive. Like you can't deny it.
For sure.
Here's a controversial one here. Patriots 14-3, going to host the Chargers, as we mentioned on Saturday night, Sunday night, one of the night games. So what do we think about these Patriots? Have as many wins against over 500 teams as the New York Football Giants, right? Is that still correct?
It's
pretty close.
It's a 7 for me.
Okay.
Maybe close to an 8, but a 7 for me. A 7.8.
8 came to mind for me. I didn't want to get too carried away here.
Yeah.
But I think especially with Vrabel at the helm, obviously having the experience as a player. I think that's I'm impressed with what they've got going on over there. So yeah, well, let's get a little crazy. Let's go 8.
I just like their path too. I mean, you got Chargers at home, and then if the Bills were to win, it would be Patriots Bills again, and that's a matchup we've seen this year where they've won twice. And then if the Bills aren't to win, you get Steelers or Texans, and I'm taking Pats over them, both of those teams. So, yeah, that's why it's a little high. Even though the schedule's been super weak. There's no denying that. That's just a fact. It's not like trying to downplay them. It just has been. But they've played who's in front of them and have performed admirably and won those games and looked good doing it. They didn't like squeak through them. They looked very good, in all of those games. So, yeah, they're high. They're high.
All right. And rounding out the AFC, we have the number 1 seed, the Denver Broncos.
Also, let's go 8. I'll go 8 for them.
All right.
Tough one for me. I'm going to 6
Yeah.
for the Broncos.
I don't love them, man.
I don't either.
I respect them though, but I don't love them.
Yeah.
But it's like, you get some favorable matchups, and you get a bye, so it's tough to not go high.
Yep.
It's what the benefits of being the 1 seed.
What a weird year.
For sure. Yeah, it's odd. Like you feel a lot stronger about some of the teams on both conferences. At the bottom, near the bottom, if you will, the playoff seating than at the top. So we'll. I think we passed the AFC test. Hopefully, this is a nice exercise.
I actually like this because it's telling of the year. You know what I mean? It's like it's hard to lock in on one team, but now that like kind of the matchups are set in front of you, you can see a path for multiple ones, and it's like. I still really like the Bills. It's right in front of them. They're the most experienced at this. But also they could lose like in round 1 and be completely out of it. So no, weird.
Yeah, play who's in front of you. Packers. Talk about squeaking in and the big loss here to of Micah Parsons here. And they are Saturday night in Chicago to face the Bears here. How are we feeling about the Packers on the legitometer? Legitometer? What do we say? Legitometer?
Legitometer.
Yeah. Legitometer, whatever. Yeah.
Legitometer.
I like it.
I like a 3. Yeah, they've just not impressed me at all this year. Even when you think they would, like, it's like, oh, they have like these little moments and then they just like don't capitalize off any of them. Even like the wins have been, it's just all by the seat of their pants. I even if they beat the Bears, I just don't see it for them moving after that.
Tough losses in there too. Tie, of course. Yeah, it's been a weird year for
all
Packers,
close games too.
Like,
it's never smooth.
Yeah. I'm a 2 for the Pack.
Yeah.
4-game losing streak to end the year. Lost to the Bears a few weeks ago.
4 games to finish the year.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, did they really? Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah, the last 4 games they lost. So maybe they're due.
I like where we're at. I'm comfortable where we're at.
Yeah. But they lost to the Bears at Soldier Field, like I said, a few weeks ago before Christmas. So yeah, I think they're firmly at a 2.
Yeah.
49ers 12-5 headed to Philadelphia Sunday afternoon. That'll be a great game. What are we thinking about 49ers? And what do you think Hayes' answer would be?
I think he'd play middle of the road here. It's like I'm about to.
Okay.
I think they're a 5. think they're a 5.
That's fair.
Another tough draw, for the opening matchup here. Because of that, I'm probably lower on them than Harry, but yeah, I'll say a 3.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I mean, they win that last game, and they're probably like almost a 7 for me, just because of the road they would have. But I still think they're unkillable. So yeah, it's a 5 for me. So someone's
Just
gonna have to
die.
someone's gonna have to cut the head off.
All right. Well, I can't follow that one up. I assume we're going to have the Rams here pretty high, just based on if I had to guess, Harrison, who your 1 is, it's going to be the Carolina Panthers. But Bryce is not sending you a Christmas card, I don't think. But here we are.
I've rooted for him for like the last 6 weeks. I've picked the Panthers, and
I've picked the Panthers so many times, and every time they've lost.
They let me down.
I didn't do it last week, but
every time.
The Rams are 12-5. They're going to Carolina. It's a Saturday afternoon game. If that is any indication of what the NFL thinks the ratings are going to be for this one, but what about the LA Rams?
They're an 8 for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 8. I like that.
Yeah, 8 for me. I mean, Stafford is playing incredible. I probably should be MVP. I haven't looked too deeply at it, but I mean, 46 touchdowns. He's been awesome, and then the team around him is great too. They're an 8 for me, and they should really handle business this first week, and then we'll see what their draw is next week.
Yeah, I'm also at an 8. I think Stafford's definitely the front runner for MVP. Hell of a season. And the Rams have been there before. They've done it before, right? And in the recent past. So yeah, they're one of my favorites there in the NFC.
Definitely for not, for having to go across the country, and it's a pretty nice draw for them. All things considered, there. Stafford, big Monday night game. They lost a couple weeks ago, dropping. What do you have? 3 picks in that game, but.
I keep forgetting the Panthers are home. That's so hilarious.
It's 8 and 9, man. I'm gonna assume again that the 1 goes to your Panthers. So
1,000%.
Yeah. So I don't know if I have to say anything else. I don't know if you need to say anything else, Harrison, or should I just ask Branden here what he thinks about the legitimacy of the Carolina Football Panthers?
Wouldn't it be amazing if they upset the Rams here?
Sure. Zero is, can I give a 0?
Maybe 0.5, 0.75. Yeah. I don't think there's any shot there. Yeah.
We'll be nice. We'll put 1s here.
We'll do 1s. Okay.
What would Hayes say about his Philadelphia Eagles?
Aside from go Birds,
I don't think he'd be. I think he'd be lukewarm about it. I think he realizes that this year has been not great. Has been. And he's been honest for most of the year. So I think he'd be fair in this game. And I think he'd give him like a 5 or a 6, maybe. But I'm going to give him a 5 just to kind of match it up with the Niners. I think, that matchup is very similar. I think who comes out of that has a good chance at the next round. But, overall, one of them's got to lose. So we'll stay in the middle.
Yes, I'll say 7.
Ooh,
still the defending champs.
Yeah,
and I put a lot of stock in teams that have recently been there, done that. And I think that's certainly advantageous. So, and I still think they're probably the most talented all around team. So, despite their struggles and despite the inconsistency throughout the year, I still think they're one of the most, if not the most talented team. So, yeah, 7 for me.
Okay.
I could see the wheels coming off, but to your point, I think this team's too talented to have me say that out loud, I guess. Yeah. This is an interesting one. I've been going back and forth on this. I know I haven't given any numbers just to speed this thing up, but the Chicago Bears did Did Caleb Williams eclipse 4,000 passing yards?
He did
No,
not.
just short.
Damn.
Like 40 yards short.
Isn't that wild?
Yep.
Chicago
Set
produced
the
a
Chicago
Pope.
record.
Yeah, produced a Pope before 4,000-yard passer.
He'll get it. He'll get it 1 year. He'll get it 1 year.
Yeah. Especially with the extra game.
It helps.
This one is
It helps.
tough for me. I love watching them. They are so volatile. They could win the whole thing, or they could just like really flame out against the Packers. I'm gonna give them a 7.
All right.
Yeah, they have a running game. Their defense has played really solid. Caleb is a complete wild card. Like, he can win you a game. Not going to lose you a game. Like, he doesn't throw a lot of picks. He hasn't his entire career. Like, I think that's a rap that he gets for some reason when it's just not true at all. He's thrown the least amount of picks in the first 2 years of like any quarterback, really. So, there are games where he just kind of like middles for a long time and then turns it up. So that's dangerous. But he's also, I think he's a gamer. He's a clutch player, and we saw it the last couple weeks of the season. So I like it. It's a hot
He's
hand
got
theory.
that. Yeah, he's got that like YOLO, gunslinger kind of vibe. So I think that, to just correlate that with being reckless and interceptions, probably is kind of just a natural correlation. But I agree. He makes some ridiculous throws, and sometimes, I think he probably leads the league in like running out of bounds and getting rid of the ball before he goes out of bounds. If that's a stat.
I like that correlation though. Like, we do think of like gunslingers and being reckless, but like he's really not. He's really not reckless. Like, he really doesn't turn the ball over. It's just kind of, he may stop a drive. Like, a drive may die because of some dumb thing he did, but it's not going to be a turnover. So
and I know there's a lot of prolific passers in this league, but from a deep ball, we saw it 2 weeks ago with that Saturday night game against the Lions. Was it the Lions? I don't even remember. Was it the Packers? Packers. That's right. That deep, the touch on that was just like, it was just beautiful.
He throws like 3 of those a game.
Yeah,
like 3 times a game. I'm like, what? Like, that pass was insane. 3 times a game he does it
to win the game winner. Just check, please. So I 7 for Harrison here. I'd be pretty high. I know you and I were high on the Bears last year. It didn't quite work out. I think
they weren't quite ready yet.
Weren't ready yet, but here we are, ready for prime time. Branden, what are you thinking about the Chicago football Bears?
So I'm not as high on the Bears, but I'm not, not putting them on the same level as maybe Panthers. But I'm gonna say 4.
Okay.
I do
Prove it to
like.
me. All right.
I do like them beating the Packers, but outside of that, I'm not overly confident in this team because of the volatility that that Harry mentioned there. So they are a good home team. They're 6-2 at home this year, so they've got that on their side. But yeah, like you said, it could be, they could be lights out, or they could really just be a train wreck. So because of that, I'm a little bit lower on the Bears.
I think it's good that they have that range between us, because that just mirrors like what they are.
Yeah, that's a great point, because just at any moment they could just turn it on and make it look easy. Mm-hmm. They have all the firepower to do so on both sides of the ball, but it doesn't always click here. But you have to be pretty impressed overall with how this team that has made the jump, and how Caleb has made the jump from year 1 to 2, and just seems like he's in lockstep with his new head coach too, which is great. And I think you could copy and paste what we just talked about, the 1 seed in the AFC, to the NFC here with the Seahawks. 14-3, get the first round bye, and a complete wild card here. Probably get a favorable matchup whoever they play here, but just there's a lot of volatility particularly with Sam Darnold, even though he's been pretty impressive overall. The defense has been in Seattle has been lights out, and then some of the pieces around Sam Darnold have looked great. I think just a masterclass in coaching from Mike McDonald. But what are we? How are we feeling about the Seahawks here? Because this is another one I have no idea. Like if you told me they were they were out next week, I wouldn't.
Yeah,
I wouldn't flinch. But also, I feel like there's something here.
I'd go 7, just below the Broncos, because I don't love any of their next potential matchups. Like, it could be the Rams, it could be the Niners, it could be the Packers. I'd obviously prefer, if I'm the Seahawks, the Packers, but even that is questionable. I think their offense is a little too one-dimensional. It's really JSN, and then hope Sam Darnold, doesn't start seeing ghosts out of nowhere. The defense is incredible, but I think the offense, it leaves me with a lot of questions sometimes. And they're another team that's played a lot of close games, and I think a 7 is fair.
What are you thinking, Branden?
Yeah, it's a toss up for me. I'll say a 6.
Okay,
I'll say 6.
Yeah, I can't put them higher than the Rams, and I think they're right there with the Bears in the NFC at least.
Yeah, and really because here I just gave him his flowers at the start of the show, but Sam Darnold, and just don't know what.
Oh, I know.
Get there. So,
I
know you know, but
no, he's played well. I'd love for him to be my quarterback.
He's had great regular seasons.
Yeah.
He just hasn't done it yet in the playoffs. Like, we've seen a few times now, he's had his opportunity in the playoffs, and it just hasn't happened yet. Not to say it won't happen. It could happen. But it's hard to, like, on the legitometer say, that's the guy. I really believe in him there, and I'm going to give him a 9. But when they probably should be based off their defense. But, a lot of question marks offensively if they can get it done.
Well, we did it.
Fun game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hope the audience is still with us. Thank you. We'll hold you guys to these numbers here. I know everyone's really curious about how we ended the regular season with our picks. So I think we missed reporting or back to you all about week 16, 17, and 18. So
can we just stay with week 16 real quick?
I put these here on the rundown just to shout out that, Harrison, you were going into, was it late Sunday afternoon, being undefeated?
Yeah.
At one point in week 16.
Almost did it.
I think I told you weeks earlier that if you were undefeated in a week, something would happen. I don't remember what it was. Clearly it's recorded and on the internet somewhere. But I was kind of worrying that you were going to actually pull it off and go undefeated, but 14-2 in week 16. So I just want to say that you followed that up with 6-10 and then 7-9.
I clearly touched the sun.
Yeah.
Too close. In week 16, we touched the sun, and it was one of the greatest moments of my life. It's top 3, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
So kids and then podcast or nice round of golf.
Yeah,
what are we doing?
I forgot about kids. No, it's top 2. Oh, he's got an echo.
Oh no.
Is there echo?
Yeah. And don't shut off the podcast this time.
That's not great. I'm on. I promise. I'm mad there's an echo. Hold
on. Hey, Hayes.
Just in time for the picks.
Why did you just do that?
I don't know.
Okay. What picks we got going on here, man?
Well, we're just recapping here while we were off the air, you led the way with 28 wins. Harrison and I had 27. Bacon had 25. So
Bacon, you got ahead of me by a very slim percentage, and I'm very upset about it. But I'm happy it's you and it's not Harrison. So
yep. I limped across the finish line.
174 wins for me.
Wow.
Bacon
Congratulations.
edged out Hayes here by 1 win, 166 to 165. Harrison, Bacardi 151. Still 56% winning percentage. Not too shabby at all. So for all the shit we give you,
yeah. I'm in the
151
money.
and 118. Yeah. There you go.
Congrats to Sam.
Yeah, double or nothing, guys.
I'm glad.
Not that
I'm
we
glad
have
the
anything
difference.
on this.
I'm glad the difference wasn't the 2 wins we gave Hayes because he just disregarded us for that week. But
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Hayes forgot to fill out his picks until.
And then reminded the team of picks since nobody wanted anybody else to go through that. Yeah, make sure you put that in there too. Okay?
Here we are. So wild card picks. Here we are. Hayes, we just broke down some of the teams here. We did the legitometer here.
Mm-hmm.
Great segment. So I guess we'll just dive into wild card picks. Stop me if you disagree, or stop me if you have something to say here. So Rams at the Panthers. I think Hayes you weren't on this prior segment here, but we all have the Rams. I think that's pretty easy. Again, I think Harrison is going to have to send Bryce Young a fruit basket if this thing turns around.
I picked him so many times this year. I gave him a lot of credit this year.
I don't know if you were technically giving him credit or just making up for the shit you talked about him last year.
Can it be both?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
He did follow up and actually pick the Panthers.
He did.
For a good stretch of this year. So
he didn't want to be on the wrong side of history again. That's why.
They played all right. I mean, they're in the playoffs. Yeah. Somehow.
Barely.
I'm really afraid of who your next favorite quarterback is going to be. Just thinking like you were on.
It's going to be wherever Kyler goes. We're still on Kyler train.
I was going to say, you jumped on the Cardinals here,
Murray
surprised
Mania.
some people, but then fell apart.
Mania.
And like I'm really interested to see what happens next year.
I'm going to be a Miami Dolphins fan when Kyler goes to Miami.
Wow, that is a terrible thing to say out loud. That is a terrible thing to say out loud.
I'm just waiting a year for Trinidad or Darian Mensah. Then we can move on.
Okay.
The cap hell that the Cardinals and or Dolphins will be in when they have to cut their quarterbacks is just going to be legendary. Like it's what is it, like 90 million guaranteed to Tua or something?
It's a lot of money.
It's going to be a mess.
It keeps going up too. It gets higher. Yeah, it gets higher.
Oh, yeah. Good for him, man. Get that bag.
Yep.
So Packers at the Bears. We all have the Bears except for you, Hayes. Packers. We just broke down these two teams. Didn't sound like we were too high on the Packers. Why do you think Packers are gonna?
Well, number one, I just watched a fully suited up, full of starters Bears just go out there and lose against the Lions in convincing fashion. That would be number one. And number two, the Packers played them very, very well. And that is the only reason why. I'm going against the grain on this one. Too much inconsistency there. Too much inconsistency there for me. Yeah, they like to come back in the fourth quarter. We know the second half, that's not going to work well in the playoffs. So they need to come out hot.
Hashtag analysis. I like that.
Rebuttal.
Yeah, go ahead. That's why we're here. We're not doing 16 games. We're just doing 5 or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, 6. Look, Bears lost, yesterday. It wasn't a good look. But like Bacon has said, Packers have lost 4 weeks in a row. So they're not exactly, turning the tables.
Listen, I don't like the Packers. I don't like the Packers at all. Don't think that I do. I'm not championing them. I just have a weird feeling about this one.
That's fair.
Just it's how it happens sometimes. Playoffs, things get weird.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, with this game, I really don't know. I really want to pick the Jags here. The Bills going to Jacksonville here. We same as above, copy paste here. Myself, Harry, Branden, we have the Bills. Hayes, you have the Jags here. I might change this pick before it's time, but let's go. Why the Jags? Why the Bills? Go ahead.
Did
Hayes.
you not see Trevor Lawrence get grills in the locker room after?
Your boy
and
Trevor Lawrence.
The meme? Are you kidding me? Do you not feel the energy that's coming out of his locker room and the team that's behind him and the way he's been playing? Listen, I've been one of his biggest critics on here. 100% have been, and justifiably so. But I do believe the momentum that they have right now going into this. I mean, the Bills, they are too wishy-washy for me. And I'm going to tell you right now, if the Bills don't get to the Super Bowl this year, I'm going to have a lot of shit to say about Josh Allen when it comes to the end of the season. No, you'll see why. It's not necessarily his play, but if you're going to be the guy and all the excuses that I've heard about Josh Allen and he can't get past Mahomes, he can't get past Lamar, can't get past Joe Burrow, the three of them are not in the playoffs. If you don't get to where you need to get to, not saying the other teams aren't good, but they're not there. So what's the excuse going to be this time? That's for another time. But, I just think the Bills are just too inconsistent. I know they have one of the best pass defenses in the league. I think it's the top pass defense in the league, if I remember correctly, statistically. I don't know. I just think that the Jazz got that swagger right now. And it's just they're rolling hot.
I like it. And to your point, Hayes, you have crushed Trevor Lawrence for years now, but you are always one to say you were wrong or say things have changed. So
it's good at pivoting.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, I'm with you. I could switch this before the game happens, like 5 minutes before. I could switch it now. While statistically the Bills may have that, it doesn't look like it when it comes to the defensive side of the ball. But I'm still just rolling with Josh Allen.
It's fair. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, he is the defending MVP.
He's a difference maker for me. Like that's I agree with everything you guys are saying. Bills certainly don't wow me. I'm not, part of Bill's Mafia by any means. I'm not, as Sam said the other day, not jumping through flaming tables or anything for these guys. But I think, Josh Allen is what puts the Bills over the edge for me. But Hayes, I think it'd be a great point. I mean, you're riding the hot hand here with the Jags. So, I think it's going to be a hell of a game, put it that way. So it'll be fun to watch.
I think the one thing that I thought one of you would call out here is Josh Allen's health. We saw what it was against the Eagles with the ankle. It happened the week prior to. So, and obviously he didn't play this week, right? It was Trubisky the whole game, correct?
Yep.
So I mean, yes, it gave him time to heal, but you're going to go against a hard-hitting Jags team that's going to be all over you. And so I'm really concerned of what his ankle is going to do, because if Josh is a pocket passer, he's more than capable enough to do that. But when Josh is Josh, he's able to run, and you have to worry about that. So if that element is gone, I think that 100% changes the dynamic of this game.
Definitely does. If that's
sure.
Yeah. Yep.
Coming in hot with some analysis here. Coming in hot.
It's something for the off season for when Hayes starts destroying the Bills. But I don't know if any of these losses in the playoff have necessarily been on Josh Allen off the top of my head.
And they haven't been on Lamar either, but they talk shit about Lamar all the time. So
that's fair.
Not here.
The honest podcast here,
Not here.
I'm glad you're here for this, because 49ers and the Eagles square off here. We all have the Birds. Oh wait, no, Harrison, you have 49ers.
I do.
I just assumed.
Oh God, I need to hear this.
I don't know who goes first here. Hayes, we didn't hear your thoughts on either of this.
I'll follow up. I want to hear what he has to say first.
Like I mentioned earlier, I just think the 49ers are unkillable. I don't know how far they go, but I don't think it'll be the Eagles to kill them. I can't explain why they're winning. I can't explain how they're winning. I truly don't understand it. They have no one left standing on that team except Brock Purdy and McCaffrey, obviously, who's, has been phenomenal this year. But I just don't get it. And I wish it was a team I was more confident in. Like, I'm just not confident in the Eagles and their ability to just win games right now. So, yeah, I think the 49ers pull it out.
Sam, Branden, before I go.
Oh, I mean, we talked about this game a little earlier, and love to hear your thoughts here. I mean, we both have, Branden, I'll speak for you. I mean, we both have the Eagles winning this game. Great effort by the 49ers all year to just have 12 wins and limp to where they are. Could they beat this team? Yeah. They have the ability to. I just think the Eagles are a better football team. They may be the most complete football team, and you throw in the experience of winning the Super Bowl last year. It can't hurt.
Yeah,
in this situation. Just my thoughts. Go ahead, though, Hayes.
So in this hot streak that the Niners had, they only beat one really, really good team, and I believe that was the Bears. Mm-hmm. Who were the other teams that they beat during that hot streak? Doesn't matter. They weren't good teams. The point is, yes, they caught fire at the right time, and that's great. And then I also watched them play against the Seahawks, who has one of the best defenses in the league. Remind me who also has one of the best defenses in the league. The Eagles, that's right. So they're going to touch them in places they don't want to be touched on Sunday. Is going to be at least by 2 touchdowns. I'm going to guarantee that. But it's going to start off really, really bad. Because what the Eagles tend to do is if a team's weakness is running, they're going to pass the ball. So that's what's going to happen to start off. And then they're going to realize, wait, hey, Saquon broke one big run. Maybe we should do this for a little bit. And they'll do that for like 6 plays, within like 6 to 10 plays. And then they'll go back to passing again just to make it close. And then they'll pull away. This is exactly what the Eagles are going to do. But they're still going to win at the end because the 49ers are basically rolling out the local high school team because they have no linebackers. Their D-backs are terrible, and their wide receiving core is probably the weakest that they've had in quite some time. So, but to Harrison's point and Sam's point, kind of, more so Sam's on this one, any given Sunday, anybody can win. And all it takes is the right game plan. So it's going to just be annoying for me. So just don't text me no matter what.
Your scheduling note is so valid. They beat the Bears. They beat the Colts, the Titans, the Browns, the Panthers, the Cardinals, lost to the Rams, beat the Giants, lost to the Texans, beat the Falcons.
They only beat one ballot team. One.
It's really,
one.
I did not realize it was that.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. It's very bad.
Multiple teams coming to Harry's picks. Pretty soon. Yeah. Jags.
Yeah.
Eagles.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back after this and see what Harry picked.
Go ahead, stick with it.
They have not played anyone. Holy hell.
No, they have not. It's not been great.
If you guys want easy money, like an elimination bracket against Harrison would seem like the best.
You're probably right. But I'll tell you, I don't know what CMC's over-under is for rushing yards, but he's probably going to get it, but then it's going to stop in the second. Well, he probably won't get it in the first half, but in the second half, it'll probably be very, very close to it because the Eagles don't like to adjust at halftime. So
he's also going to lead the team in receptions too, probably.
You're right about that. So
crazy.
It's money on him.
So Sunday afternoon, 49ers at Eagles. Sunday night, NBC, Chargers at the Patriots. We all have the Patriots here. I don't know if there's anything that needs to be said here. I think the offensive line for the Chargers is a turnstile, and even though I don't think the Patriots are there's some flaws in scheduling and all these things. I think they're just a better football team than the Chargers, and the Vrabel effect that we talked about earlier. We all have the Pats here. And then Monday Night Football, don't care, as I mentioned. I'll be watching the Texans, but could care less about these Steelers. We all have the Texans here. Hayes, anything to say on these last 4 teams here?
If Harbaugh, I'm talking about the Ravens Harbaugh, is not fired somehow, some way, because this keeps happening over and over and over again. I know he's not playing. I know he's not. But at what point does somebody say this is not working? And I don't think you move off Lamar. And the fact that they gave it to the Steelers, who shouldn't even be in there. I love Tomlin. Aaron Rodgers is whatever. DK Metcalf, hilarious what he did for showing that he was off the suspension. If you did not see what he put on his Instagram, hilarious. It has something to do with Drewski. Phenomenal.
Okay.
Shout out to Kenny Gainwell. That's really all I got on that one. Really all I got.
Okay.
Steelers, Texans, I hope you stomp a mud hole in the Steelers. I want to see Aaron Rodgers go home and drink all his ayahuasca until he disappears off into the abyss or something.
All right. So we all have the Texans.
Yeah. We'll
that's all I got.
Down with, undecided there. Yeah.
It's going to be like a Aaron Rodgers Super Bowl.
Yeah.
We're all going to just pulling our hair out.
Aaron Rodgers got to the Super Bowl. There's 100% being an ayahuasca commercial. Like it's got to be there somehow, some way.
It's a Steelers Panthers Super Bowl. We're just like, look at these idiots.
Oh, if that happened, good God,
that'd be disgusting.
That would not be great. That would not be great.
We'll not let that happen. Yeah.
It won't happen. Yeah.
They would sabotage it.
Wrapping up the show here, Harrison, I'm going to throw it to you. Just the college football playoffs are here. Oh. Fortunately, we have not been on the air in a little bit of time. But just I'll throw it to you here.
Yeah, no, it's been great. We got 4 teams left. We got Ole Miss versus Miami, January 8th. Ole Miss beat Georgia and Tulane to get here. The Ole Miss Georgia game was game of the year. If you got time, take the half an hour and watch the condensed highlights. It's so good. Just like peaks and valleys all throughout the game. And then to have, little Ole Miss without Lane Kiffin win it over Georgia and Kirby Smart was really fun to watch. Miami beat Ohio State convincingly. Defense looked insane. And also they beat Texas A&M the week before. That was a great game. Ole Miss Miami will be, I think, another great game. The Miami defense is out of control good, but the Ole Miss offense is really, really fun to watch. So I'm curious to see which one breaks. And then
somebody put Michael Irvin in a straitjacket. We don't need to see him on the sideline belt to ass again. Yeah, we don't need to see that again.
2 cutaways to Michael Irvin again.
Yeah, we don't need to keep going to him.
7, 8,
Please.
9. Yeah, I'm good. And then the other matchup, Oregon versus Indiana. Oregon beat Texas Tech and JMU to get here. Indiana had the bye. They're the only team with the bye to advance, and they beat Alabama. Absolutely destroyed Alabama. What a turn of events. Indiana's been a doormat forever. And then to beat Bama, Bama hasn't looked great this year. I didn't think they should have even been in the playoff, but there they are. But Indiana ran all over them and made them look so dumb. And then you got, possibly the number 1 pick in Mendoza at quarterback. So that'll be a fun one. Great coaching matchup. Dan Lanning in Oregon is awesome. And then Kurt Signetti in Indiana, who the world is finding out about, is, obviously one of the best coaches in the league. Got to Google him. Google me. So really 2 great matchups, January 8th and January 9th. I'm not even going to pick them. It doesn't even matter. I suck at this. So
I hope somehow, some way that Oregon and Indiana both lose that game somehow, some way. But I am very happy that Ohio State is gone and Michigan lost and Penn State won their bowl game. right in our home state.
Mm-hmm.
Ohio State, you suck again. Yeah, I will be watching the actual final
four.
See what this is all about.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, I haven't really watched college football since the beginning of the year.
Do we like the 12-team thing? I feel like it's a lot. I was afraid of like, okay, what, when it was 6 teams, it was like, well, what about the 7 and 8 seed? Like the bubble, blah blah blah. But then there's some of these matchups have just been as we thought.
Yeah, I think you go more. I think you go 16 and get rid of the buys and just do it kind of like the FCS does it. And then you build in some of the bowls to just be playoff games, because now the bowls are like really meaningless overall.
Yeah.
Like the ones outside of this. So I don't know, just lean into it and go more. And then you limit some of the, I guess the late season debating is fun and all, but I don't know, just play it. Just play the games.
You play to win the game.
Shout out to the Pop-Tart Bowl though. Just great.
Legendary. That could
from
be a
marketing, just chef's kiss, like beautiful.
It could be a first round playoff matchup as the Pop-Tart Bowl.
Like, we should petition here to get the Pop-Tart Bowl to be one of these like legacy bowls. The Sugar Bowl, Orange Bowl kind of
Rose Bowl.
thing. I'm on board with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I even if
football.
you don't. Yeah, even if you haven't watched college football all year, like these 4 are great. You have so many potential draft picks in there, like Miami with Rudy Bain, Indiana with Mendoza, Oregon with Dante Moore. I mean, you don't even have to be into those teams to be like, okay, let's watch these guys and see how they match up in some of their final college games. So tune in. I'm an ESPN shill.
Yeah, I was going to say you work for ESPN now.
We'll do, bud.
Thanks for the tip.
I guess we could talk about it on. I'll save it for Monday, but podcast is 5 years old on Monday, so thank you for everyone that has listened. Well, 2011 was it 2000 or 2021? I think it was.
I don't remember when we started.
It's a long ass time ago. So,
yeah.
Thank you to everyone who's tuned in. We'll talk about it next week. But episode 197 in the book.
Thank you to you, Sam, because you started this with me, sir. Thank you to you.
Yes, sir.
And thank you to you two gentlemen for adding to this as well. I appreciate you guys. I will say this: when Sam and I started talking about this, I envisioned something that's going to be a blast from the past, but you guys know very, very well is we had a chat on Facebook, and it was the 845 Roundtable, and we spoke consistently about sports on there, and it was very entertaining with all the people that were in there, but it was just a nice space for a bunch of guys that like sports just to share any articles that they saw and just talk shit all day, every day about sports. So that was the vision for this, and the fact that I can still do this with some of my best friends in the world. Very happy about that. So
we can bring back the round table. I'll just go post it right now.
I mean, don't start the post in there.
Dig up the
I'm not even on Facebook.
Dig up the archives of that too.
Oh my god,
those are entertaining.
The pinned archives. Oh my goodness, I still have that somewhere.
People will probably get canceled now.
Oh yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
I've been logged into Facebook in like forever. Literally forever.
Yeah.
Hey guys.
Yeah, don't go on the archives. That's probably a better thing.
If you think what I say now is bad.
Oh yeah, 17.
He's not wrong.
18-year-old me is unhinged.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We should probably bury those archives even deeper.
Yeah,
probably a little bit deeper. Yeah, Sam. Sorry, I just had to say that.
No,
please continue to close this out, sir.
No, that's it. If we ever do, get to pop culture status, we know we're getting canceled when they find Brendan's old DMs about something anyway, right?
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I'll defend you until I can't defend you, Brendan. So just know that.
Appreciate it.
The internet will be unkind to all of us.
Yes, of course. Of course. They will find whatever they want. Whatever. We'll get there.
Yeah. So for Branden and Harrison and Hayes. Thanks for jumping in. We're gonna have fun editing this one, but
so much fun.
197 in the books. We'll see you next week. Peace.
See ya.
Peace.